Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do my Pan Those Eyeshadows update. I have 5 palettes rolled into this project and the goal is to hit pan in one specific shade in those 5 palettes each. So yes, so I feel like I've done a really nice push this month. Let's start with the ones that I used the least and then we'll move on to the ones that I used the most. I will say this eye look consists of all of my Pan Those Eyeshadows shades, so it is quite colorful and yeah, this is what I came up with today. I have done a couple of other looks with my Pan Those Eyeshadows, but this one specifically has nothing else but the shades that I have rolled in at the moment. First one we're going to talk about is from the Singed Beauty, the Galactic Visitor palette, and the shade that I'm working on is Beam. I haven't used this very much, I have to be honest. I only have used it, once, and it's on my eyes right now. So today is the only day that I have used this since my last update. It definitely was neglected, but as you can see, it is super pretty. It is this bright turquoise green, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. I just didn't do any makeup looks that I guess would make sense for me to use this one. So today, obviously, I used it because I felt like I needed to, but you can see nowhere near pan, but we do have a really nice dip forming. I have been using, where's my brush? This one. I use like a little thin brush, and that's why we're getting the mark that we're getting, and I haven't really been using my finger very much with this one. So anyway, that's where it is. I have used this one, like I said, once. Just not a lot. Okay, moving on, we have the Avatar from Lethal Cosmetics. This is the Earth palette, and I have been working on the middle shimmer shade. It's a gorgeous, chunky shimmer duochrome called Kyoshi. I think that's how you say it, and it is this sort of peachy shade on my eyes today. I had every intention of telling you that I had hit pan in this shade, but I have not yet. This is what it's looking like right now. It is this shade right here, and I used it 3 times, and I thought that I would have a pan by now, and I don't. But I think 1 or 2 more uses and I will. I just obviously am not forcing a pan in there. I think any other time, potentially back like old Gabby, I would like freak out, be like, no, I'm so close. You'll see a lot of these I'm really close to hitting pan, and I have like, you know, it's just like, it is what it is. But yeah, 3 times. It's on my eyes today. It's so, so beautiful. Oh, we're not swatching. Let's swatch. Even though everything's on my eyes and you can clearly see what everything looks like, we're gonna swatch. So this is the Singed Beauty Beam shade. It's a really gorgeous shade. Obviously that's kind of sheared out. And then Kyoshi looks like this, and it's super pretty. But you could see it's got pink. It's also got quite a lot of green, because obviously this is a heavy green palette. But I really love that it has that orange pink to it, because it makes this palette very versatile, because if they didn't have that shade and it was an all green palette, it would be very boring. So anyway, those are the 2 shades that I have spoken about. So use this once and then use this 3 times. They're just beautiful. I mean, I could just live with these, and that would be fine. That would make me happy. Okay, moving on, we have a shade in the Serenity palette from Cosmic Beauty. So the shade that I'm working on is called Oasis. This one I've also used 3 times, and it is the orange matte that is all over my lids and crease and whatnot. And I was so close to hitting pan today. I thought today was gonna happen. I honestly did, but as you can see, we do not have a pan. So that is a shame, because it is so, so close. And I really do think 1 more use and I will have a pan, but I didn't, again, want to force it to happen. So it will happen when it happens. So obviously I'm going to keep it in. I'm going to work on it. I'm not going to roll in a new shade to replace this one, even though I feel like technically this is pretty much a pan because I'm so close. I want to get there first. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But yeah, I used this one 3 times this month as well. It is really, really beautiful. Actually, I'm not swatching again. It's beautiful. It's actually a really nice matte orange, like a pastel orange, but there is a ton of kick up, and I do think that I am very close to hitting pan because I've lost a lot of the product by going in with a big fluffy brush. and it might be a sign that the palette is getting a little old, or it just always was like that. But anyway, this is what it looks like, and it still looks pretty on the lid, so there's nothing wrong with it in that respect, but it's just an uber powdery formula, which I think is kind of typical to Cosmic Beauty, but I've noticed that some of them are not like that. Anyway, moving on, I have a Makeup Revolution palette. This is the Astro Nova, and I've been working on the Milky Way shade, and it is the sort of pink that you see. I put it on top of this lilac matte, so it's turned very lilac-y, but it is actually really pretty. It is right here, and again, you can see I have a really nice sort of dip forming there. This one I've gone into 4 times this month, so just one extra time. And again, I feel like if I had used it a little bit more, I potentially could have had a pan in this one. But regardless, I've been really enjoying this one. I've just been using it in my inner corner, and the more I use it, the prettier it seems, I feel like. I think it's getting prettier every time I go into it, because obviously this is Makeup Revolution. It's not the best quality compared to any, like most other palettes in my collection. It really isn't very good quality, but this shade in particular is just such a pretty shade that I can get by the quality, and I think the quality is actually really pretty. I think it looks very nice on the eyes. It doesn't disappear after an hour, and I'm really happy with it. So I'm glad I picked this shade, and yeah, I think potentially I could roll this one out in my next update as well. So far, really honestly, I feel like I could roll out the Serenity next month, and also this one. I think the Avatar Earth palette potentially could also be rolled out next month. You can see it's right here. It's super pretty. It has like a really nice impactful shine to it for Makeup Revolution, right? It doesn't look out of place with these two, which are obviously indie brands. Like, it looks so pretty. And I think that's also just because I really like that shade, like the color. So it works for me. But yeah, I used this one 4 times, and I feel like I could roll this one out for sure next month as well. So all of these just so close. And I just wish I had maybe had 1 extra day before I filmed this video, but I wanted to post it this week. But yeah, if I had 1 extra day or 2 extra days, potentially 3 of these could have been rolled out today. Okay, and then the last palette that I have to talk about is the Muse palette from Cosmic Beauty. I've been working on the Sweet Pea shade. So this one is obviously that lilac, beautiful shade. It is a matte, and it is the lilac matte that I put in the inner part of my lid before I topped it off with the Makeup Revolution shade. This one I also went into 4 times, and this is what it looks like. No pan! I don't have a pan this month. Shocking, yes, I know. No, so this is Cosmic Beauty. You would think it would be the same kind of formula as the Serenity, which it should be, right? But I think this matte is just not as powdery. So I do think some of the mattes are different. This one, there's not a lot of kick up, so I keep going back into it, and I have actually used this one more than the other one, but it doesn't look like it. So I think this is going to take me a little bit longer, which is absolutely fine. It's a really pretty shade, especially for spring. I think it's a really nice shade for me to use, and I think it pairs really nicely with the orange. Like, I think this color story, as wacky and like colorful as it is, I think it's really pretty, right? I don't know, I like it. So I'm not going to complain about it, but it is such a shame that I did not get a chance to hit pan in any of these shades. I'm just so close. That is the color story that I've been working on. It's been really fun. Obviously, I only went into Beam today, but the other 4 I've been going into quite a lot, and together as well, because they go really nicely. I have like 2 peachy shades and then 2 lilac purple shades that go really pretty together or separately, right? So I think the color story has been working out for me. I just didn't get around to hitting any pans this month. So obviously, prediction-wise, I've already said, but I think definitely the Serenity shade is going to be rolled out. The shade in the Makeup Revolution could potentially be rolled out, and then the Avatar from Lethal Cosmetics, I think, will be rolled out by next update, unless I just don't use them. I can't imagine not rolling those 3 out by next time. The Sweet Pea shade from the Muse palette I think is going to take me a little bit longer. And then I also think the Beam shade from Cinch Beauty will take me longer too, unless I continue to use it the way that I did today, which was with a very pointed brush. But normally I've always used it with my fingers. So it depends on how I use the shade when the pan's going to come. So normally I would roll in a new shade because I'm so close to all these other shades, but I just don't want to. I don't want to. I want to have the best update for next time as I possibly can. And yeah, I think that is it for today. So obviously no pan to share with you, but I have a lot of progress and I'm really liking the dippage that we're seeing. So it is what it is. But thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you would like to, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.